let's talk about playing funky. Now, when you say funk, people, you know, some people go to different areas in their mind of where funky is or what funky is. But funk is that thing, you know it when you hear it. When someone's playing drums and you're like, oh my God, that's funky. I want to talk about what it takes to play funky. So let me show you something like like the groove that I was just playing, but I want to show you something, how you kind of make it funky, what feels funky. Now, when you're learning to play drums, when you're first learning, you learn everything by numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's really mechanical. Everything's really mechanical. You hit. Everything's just, you know, the volume is the same. In my opinion, where funk comes from what some drummers when I was starting out told me. They use the word finesse. I'm going to show you that briefly on the hi-hat to show you what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to kind of try to explain that around the drum to kind of explain funk. So funk is not just playing a bunch of noise, but it's how you play that noise. So let's look at the hi-hat itself. So on your hi-hat, if you're playing your 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, that's very mechanical. It's just mechanical. But what makes funk is the finesse. So if I add a 16, start playing in a 16th note version of it, so that you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. By adding those extra notes, it starts to change a little bit, right? But what makes it funky is this. It's the volume of the hi-hat. My first note being loud, my second note being soft, or the other way around. So it's, see that right there? That's what sets up funk. Funk starts with not just playing bunch of notes, but playing the inflections, playing different things at different volumes at certain times. So when you're playing, the changing of the volume is what creates funk. And that's how you do it. So a lot of times what drummers will miss is they'll try to play funky by playing a lot of things, you know. Yeah, that's cool in its place, but it's all the same volume. But what happens when you If you like this kind of content and want to see more, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to support this channel, do me a favor and check out the merch below as we start a new campaign and a new season with Drum for Life. Now, I'm going to explain more about that later, but check it out right now. That's when things start to feel funky. It's giving it feeling. It's taking it from the robotic to the melodic. It's taken from the mechanical to the musical. You have to make certain that when you're playing that you feel musical. And that's what a lot of times people miss. So when you're playing, that's how you create that funk. Another thing you'll notice, especially just in that little bit, when I'm playing my hi-hat, when I play my hi-hat over here, I'm doing that, right? Well, I'm doing the same thing when I go to the ride. I'm giving you a harder hit and a softer hit. Technically, what I'm doing is using the side of the stick and the tip. So it's cackle, ginkle, ginkle, you know, you're getting that extra flavor. It really comes across when you're playing an acoustic set. You can hear it. So now, the other thing that I'm doing when I move over here, when I move to the ride, my hi-hat still plays. So you want to make certain that now you get this feel over here. Now, it doesn't have to be all straight quarter notes. It can be in between. It can start, it can stop. And so what I'm doing is making it funky by adding a hi-hat with my foot, playing not just the quarter notes, which you can play straight quarters if you like, but also giving it a little bit of a feel and playing different rhythms on that. Sometimes quarters, sometimes eighths. It's moving in between. And then the same thing over here on the hi-hat. I'm lifting up, I'm playing hard and soft. Same thing with the snare. You got different sounds from the rim shot to the actual snare. So playing funky just involves really playing with feeling and finesse, learning how to play beyond just the straight 4/4 or the straight, go, but giving it a little bit of a just giving it a little bit of a flavor, playing hard and soft. That's how you play funky. It's changing the inflection when you play.